Well, good evening. I'm I think I'm in a prison cell. It looks like I'm in a prison cell. So I'm in a hotel. If you can't tell that, I'm in a hotel. I'm trying to boost my mic a little bit. I can't hear a damn thing. Um, but I'm in a hotel that has really mediocre Wi-Fi. Uh, to make this more fun, there is a police convention at this hotel. There are literally, hey Barbara, hey Anthony, there are literally 400 police officers staying in this hotel, and I mean it is swimming with cops out there. Of course, I mean everywhere you turn, there's police, and so there's like no parking for my charger, and it's just been a hot mess this entire week. So I did register for MoParty today. I'm trying to share the pictures, and of course, my computer doesn't want to work here in God knows where. I'm very safe tonight. I'm in a very nice hotel that has a lot of police in it. So take it out as you may. And wait, did I see Mr. Dangles? Mr. Dangles is here. Holy mackerel. This is the greatest thing ever. Oh my God. And 2 Diesel Larry. Hey, 2 Diesel Larry. You know, I wish I had at least one diesel towing up here, because this was the 6% grades were not fun. They were not fun in the F-150, because the F-150 got really warm. And yeah, it's been a trip. So I got here this afternoon and unloaded the car, and then I waited 45 minutes to get a tech. So then the guy just literally looked at the car and went, okay. And they asked me, and then I was just done with teching. And then there was a show. I actually did a video. I'll have it out sometime. They actually had a impromptu car show at the Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram dealership, CJDR, and it was cool. There were actually several Hemi cars there, real Hemi cars, and there was a Superbird there. So I'll have a little walk around with that. I just did it, and my battery was low, so I couldn't sit and do anything more with it. So we're going to have a bunch of really cool stuff coming from this. This is going to be really fun, besides my drag racing, which hopefully won't be crap. So, but yeah, so I'm up in Bowling Green, and there's police officers everywhere in this hotel. The entire parking lot is literally, it looks like a police station out there. I mean, there's so many SUVs with bull bars on the front of them. It's absolutely crazy. Yeah. And then of course the price of gas is always a pleasure when you have to run premium towing. So that's always been fun. It's been nice. Just so far but there was free food. There was free food at this car show. So I'm okay with that. Those hamburgers and hot dogs, hopefully they were pretty good. So yeah, this is the MoParty show. I stopped at 3 Buc-ee's. 3, count them, 3 Buc-ee's on the way up. I got stuff at each one of them. It was absolutely phenomenal. If you haven't been to a Buc-ee's, go to a Buc-ee's. It is one of the greatest places you can go. And I was just absolutely blown away by the just how how clean they are. No matter which one you go to, they're always super clean. And hopefully I'm getting these pictures. I got some pictures today from some stuff I want to show, because this was kind of crazy stuff. Yeah, I'll even show this. Open image to tab. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I'll talk about this thing. So yeah, I'm working on one little screen, so I can't see. Oh, there. I actually clicked on. Hey, 2 Dizzy Larry. Hey, everybody. Yeah. So it's been so I have driven like close to 800 miles in 2 days. And I stayed at my friend, he's in the mountains of Tennessee. And I actually saw what a real rock road is for when you drive over for 2 miles. That was interesting. And also staying in a place that had nothing. I mean, literally there was no noise at night. It was kind of crazy. So that was nice. I had a nice little time up there. Was in the city. I went to the city of Monterey, the whole block of it, and went to a few attractions around. It was pretty nice. I had a little relaxation, and it was 54 degrees in the morning. I was so excited. I got to the track this afternoon. It was 90, and it looks like it's gonna be 90 all weekend. So I can't escape Florida. It just comes and follows me wherever the hell I go. It's brutal, and I'm just absolutely gassed. It's just one of those crazy weeks. So, let me show you some of this stuff if I can get this to come up, because MoParty is insane. I mean, I'll post on there some of the stuff I see, and it doesn't want to work. Wow, that's crazy. I hate you, StreamYard. Oh, I can't share in these pictures. Let's see. 2 Diesel Larry, how's my gas mileage? Well, at first 2 Diesel Larry, it was terrible. But I don't know what the dealership did when they worked on my truck, but something happened. And I got 12 and a half. Coming out of Florida, I got 12 and a half. I also did buy gas at Pilot, which probably was not a great idea. And but then I went to Buc-ee's, and I'm getting over 14. And that's including with the big grades. I had one a lot of 3% grade, then I had 1 6% grade, and then going out to my buddies, it's between 3 and 6% the whole way up, and it's like 12 miles of it. So I'm getting in the 14s now as an average, which is not bad, considering it's just an F-150. And I'm towing through mountains. I mean, these are mountains, so it hasn't been bad. I've had thank God it has the turbo engine. See, because this is something people don't realize when you have the 5-liter, you have no engine braking, because with a regular gas engine there is no engine braking, but with turbos it kind of works like a diesel that makes the back pressure. And actually, going down those steep grades, 2 Diesel Larry, I was able to hold 60 miles an hour going downhill. It was terrifying, but yes. And the trailer worked wonderful. I'm going to probably do a walk around of all the neat stuff I've done on it. There's some interesting things I figured out to make it easy to drive at night. G County, you get a tune for that truck, you might help with the mileage, but that's a heavy load for a half ton. It's only 5,000 pounds. Seriously, the charge is only 3,400, and there's nothing in it. It's some gas, and the trailer weighs about probably 2, so it's about 5,500 pounds, which really isn't a lot for a half ton. It's the tune. It's the tune. I seem to have I don't know. For the longest time, I was getting a giant negative adjustment on the trim. Yes, on the trim, where it was taking out 11%, which means either you have a bad catalytic converter or I have a leaky fuel injector. So it's probably going to go to the Ford dealership when I get back, because that's not, that 11% is outside of spec. Anything over 10 is not considered good. You look at a huge old car and forget new cars weigh so much more. Yeah. My car. I mean, honestly, the one person can pick up the doors in the Charger with the glass in it. It's not that heavy. There's nothing there. The trunk weighs nothing. The hood, it's just awkward. But one person could carry that hood, as long as it is. I mean, the bumpers weigh. I say the bumpers weigh like 150 total for both. I mean, 75 each probably with the bumper. I mean, it is not a heavy car. It really isn't. The rear end weighs about 200 pounds, and then the block weighs about 500. So that's a mass of your weight right there. It's almost 1,000 pounds from the drivetrain. You put the transmission, it's 1,000 pounds from the drivetrain, and then the rest is only like two. It's a unit body car. It's only 2,000 pounds of glass and steel interior. So, but yeah, and I actually brought it on scales. It weighs only 3,400 pounds. And G Canada, yes, my compact hybrids weigh more than your Charger, and they're half the size. Yeah, new cars, they've put so much weight in them because of all the safety bars, all the stuff that they add to the car for safety. And then the hybrid systems are expensive. Are heavy. Batteries are heavy, so that adds a lot of weight to a car. I mean, they put it down low to make it better, but there's a lot of weight to it. And it's really it's really interesting that from the 90s on, cars have gotten progressively heavier. Like a new Challenger, the Challenger and the Charger that ran through the teens, those cars are 4,000 pounds all day long, and twice on Sunday. They are a heavy car, and it is amazing that they're that fast. It's just the engine stuff has really come a long way to be able to make that. Yep, low center of gravity. Low center of gravity is a great thing. You can't beat low center of gravity. Absolutely not. But let's see. Oh yay, it's gonna work this time. Share. All right, cool. All right, I'm sharing in nothing screen right now because I'm trying to get these pictures up, because I half my stuff was talking about the stuff that I saw. So it's like I don't have much of a show if I don't have these pictures. It just kind of makes me just, I can describe it to you. How would you like me to describe it to you? Like, it doesn't work that way. So let's see. Let's go and open a new tab, because this was some neat stuff I saw today at just going through tech. This is and it's just, the weekend is going to get crazy. And it was actually funny is that tonight, oh God, I'm going to probably forget his name because I'm not a very bright person. Actually, I'm very tired. Oh God. Oh geez, he just subscribed. And I'm blanking and I hate it. It'll come to me. But yeah, somebody ran out and walked up to me in the parking lot, and I just found your channel and I love watching it. I saw the Hemi Orange. I saw the Hemi Orange video, and I was like, yeah. Did I go up alone? I drove in the truck myself, and I met my friend at his house, hung out there, out in the country. I mean, in the woods. There's nothing but deer and frogs and copperhead snakes. It was great. So no, but I drove by myself and I listened to Italian music the entire time. Well, while my internet was working. So this happened tonight. This was at the Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram dealership that I pulled in, and there's this 71 Super B. That's actually a 340 in that car. So that's actually a 340 Super B with an air grabber hood. That's actually a super rare car. And this is what's coming around for MoParty. I mean, I was like, this is kind of crazy, but not as nuts as this. And I literally couldn't believe this car. So this was what we had when I was waiting in drag. I saw there's exhaust pipes that are down on the bottom, and this guy has this is a 540 Hemi in a Dart, a 68 Dart, that the headers are in backwards, so the exhaust comes out the front, and he runs like a 5-second 1/8 mile. Seriously, that's like an 8-second quarter. I mean, but this is the type of stuff we have at MoParty because the weather's actually so nice now. I mean, this thing is absolutely phenomenal, and I'm hoping there's some downtime I could actually really sit and talk to this guy, maybe find out more about this car, because he's a really nice guy, and he did a lot of the work himself, did all the wiring himself on it. I mean, this is a ton of work in a car, absolutely crazy. Because he also, if you look inside the car, he did this too. Look at it. I mean, just look. What the hell? Oh, because I made it go down? Really? I hate you, StreamYard. I really do. I hate you, StreamYard. All right, so yeah, so this is the inside of that car. This thing is absolutely crazy. I can't wait to see this thing run tomorrow, because I mean, this is what an inside of a real race car looks like. I mean, that is the inside of a race car. I mean, this is really well done. I mean, he has all the safety, all the wiring done correctly, goes into blocks. The cage is made so you get in and out of the car, but it's a full cage. It's caged across the firewall. I mean, it's really good stuff, and it just has the reinforced tunnel on it. I mean, this is absolutely thought out. Where do you all guys leave your cars? Any worry about thievery? I don't know if I want to tell you. I don't trust you, G Canada. No, they're in a bunch of Mopars are all parked together in the parking lot of the hotel. The hotel's usually pretty good. I mean, it's pretty good. So we, and a lot of the other cars are parked around there. Plus, there's 400 police officers here. I wish I was kidding. There's 400. I could not. We pull in. My hubcaps are gone. Thank God I have wheels I have rally wheels. Can't take anything off them. They're new ones, so everything's one piece aluminum. But I literally pull in. There's at least 400 police officers in here, and it's absolutely pandemonium. And I mean, so many SUVs with push bars out in the parking lot, just craziness, just utter craziness. But we had a lot of time to chat during tech, because it literally took us 45 minutes to go from start to finish, and there was only maybe I'll show you how many cars were in line. Hey, Gary. Oh, you'd appreciate this. Hey, it's okay, man. I think you'd appreciate this car. This is a 68. This is a 68 Dart that a guy put a 540 Hemi in. I mean, seriously, he put a 540 Hemi in. There it is. There's the 540 Hemi in this car. Absolutely not. I mean, no, Dell. Knockoff center rim? No, they're rallies. The wheels that have they're like Argent silver, and they have like the holes all around them, and they have like usually a trim ring, but mine are one piece. They're aluminum. They're modern, 17 inches. And actually, wait, I can show you that. I'll show you what my rims look like. Hold on, I could actually do that, because I literally have a picture of my car that I'm using on the presentation here. That if I could actually get the damn thing working. Here it is. So to use a Larry, this is all right. So here's the deal. See those rims? That's all one piece aluminum. And then there's a center cap that bolts in from the back. And let's see. These guys spend insane amounts of money and time working on these things. Oh, absolutely. You know what the fastest way to make a small fortune in racing? Start with a large one. Because, I mean, racing's stupid expensive. You have to get sponsorships. My buddy, I'm hopefully going to do a thing on his Roadrunner. He has sponsorships, because literally running on a weekend, because with fuel and maintenance and stuff, it's like a few $1,000 probably to come out, and you can win a purse of like $5,000. So it's like, it's a whole thing. That's why he has Horatius 76. Oh, that Dart, he said it was 5 seconds in the eighth. So 5 seconds in the eighth is about an 8-second car. And I mean, hellaciously fast. Yes, Mr. Norm would have loved that car. Absolutely, because I mean, this is a Mr. Norm. And if you don't know who Mr. Norm is, that's actually the shirt I'm wearing. It's he was a performance dealership in Michigan that was hopping up Dodges starting in like 67, 67, because he was trying to fit R blocks into a Dart, which they said could not be done because it was made for a 318 or a 273. But he stuck a 383 in there. And he was selling Darts with 383s in like 67. And Chrysler then went, wait a minute, we can do that. And he showed how you can do it. And then they made them. My friend actually owns one of those cars. They only made 400 of them. They made a 383 Dart GTS. And it was the first year they actually did a R block in a Dart. And actually by 69, they had the RB. They had a 440 was an option in a GTS. Yeah, sweet. I know. Let's see. Gary Ackerman. McCandless was talking about a young guy about racing and asked the kid if he hit the lottery. Yeah. There is no way to race without a lot of cash, because there was a show on TV called Fat and Furious. I actually was in a test screening for it, and the show. Let me get off this. The show was, really. Oh, these are real speed shop, and they were real engine mechanics, and they guy came up to him, like one of the first episodes. Guy came up to him and he's like, how fast can you make my car? And they just went to him, how much money you got? Because that's literally what it comes down to. The ratio of how much money you could spend ends up on how fast you can go. So that Hemi engine, this Hemi engine here, I mean, there's probably 540. There's probably $35,000 in that engine. I wouldn't doubt that at the least. It's a Hemi, first of all. It's a 540 Hemi. I mean, you're just looking at money. That's a lot of cash right there. Just in the engine itself. We're not talking about anything else he had to do to this car, because all that framework and stuff. I mean, that's a few $1,000s just to put the cage in, and even if you weld yourself, it's still the time. It's a lot of work to weld in a cage, and then you need to. That car probably has a Dana in it, and a Dana is like $3,000. And now in the transmission, you're spending $2,000-3,000 on the transmission so it doesn't explode. And then tires are hundreds of dollars a piece now. I mean, it's so much money just to go racing, and it's painful. G Canada, the real problem is you get to a point where it costs you exponentially more not to go. Yeah, diminishing returns. Racing is the king of showing people diminishing returns. Like this guy, he goes X amount of speed, but probably to get another 10th would probably cost him, another $2,000, and just time, effort, work, whatever. You're literally looking at, as you start getting in, especially if your car runs like in like a 10, like a 10 or less, like 10, 9s or 10, to go any faster, you're now dumping buckets of cash into a car, buckets, to get that last, to get a, once you're at the point where you're doing a quarter mile in 9 seconds from a dead stop, and you're doing 140 at the other end, to catch an extra 10th is mind-numbingly expensive. Let's see. All my friends stopped racing when we got married. Now we're too old. You're never too old. I was actually in the pit lane today with a gentleman with a big block 63 Polara convertible. Polara? Yeah. And he he was 80 years old, and he's going to be drag racing in the class for money. It's a bracket class. He is literally racing for money at 80 years old. So there's nothing about being too old to drag race. That's a load of crap. That's an utter load of crap. I didn't start drag racing until I was almost 50. I seriously, I didn't start on a track till I was 50. It's never too old. You're never too old to drag race. Honestly to God, never too old. And honestly, if I hand to God, if a woman told me I can't have my cars, it's, oh well, it was really nice knowing you. Because no, that's not flying in my world. I mean, it's always the old joke, the wife tells the husband, newlyweds, the wife tells the husband, okay, I guess we can get rid of the car now. Man, you're starting to sound like my ex-wife. I didn't know you were married before. No, I wasn't. Then some a-hole spends $25K on a used Tesla Model S and destroys everyone. Yeah, until he catches fire and dies. Or goes on autopilot and crashes into a back of a semi. Because that's what happens with those things. The EV thing. I actually had an EV story. I should probably pull it up because the EV world is going sideways. But I want to talk about this because this is fun. I mean, so this is the actual. This car was there. I'm going to show you though. This is why it took 45. It literally took 45 minutes. Go back. This is the line. This is the line to go, and there was count them, 2 people teching for all those cars, and a lot of them are race cars. And let's see, it'll work better. A lot of them are absolute race cars, and wow, that doesn't look good. That looks worse. Hey, I'm all over the place. So they're race cars. So you have to, whenever you have a race car, you got to go and you got to check the fuel cell. You got to check all the lines going in to make sure that they're NHRA qualified. You have to check for if it has to have a roll cage, a certain speed. You have to check if it has the fire suppression in certain class. You have to have fire suppression. Check the tires. You have to check a lot of stuff on the car. Like my street car, they really have to check a lot, except there's stuff loose. And you also check the helmets, and you have to check the fire suits, and they're dated. And only 2 guys were doing this. And from this spot, it took me 45 minutes to get my car teched. Literally, absolutely. I mean, it was drag racing is a game of waiting. I mean, a serious game of waiting. Because you literally wait. I will probably have another video of me like last year where I sat there for 20 minutes just sitting there because there's something happened on the track and there's nothing you can do. You just sit there. No, G Canada. Today was just tech day. Today was check-in and tech day. So runs start tomorrow morning at 9. I imagine my class will probably go. There's a lot of cars because the weather's so nice. I mean, I'll probably get my first run 10:30, 11. I'll probably get 2, maybe 3 runs tomorrow, and then Saturday I'll probably get 2 or 3 more, and then Sunday I'll run in the morning and then leave because I'm only going to Tennessee. So I probably get 2 or 3 runs Sunday. So I should get like 5 or 6. I should probably get at least 6 runs, maybe 7. The car's running really well. We went to the car show. I mean, honestly, to give you an idea, when I took it off the trailer, I literally hit the key, set the choke, hit the key, and it literally just started immediately. I'm like, that's a sign. I haven't started it since I loaded it on the trailer Monday. I literally have not started the car since Monday. And I pumped it, hit the key, and it started right up. And this is Thursday. That's pretty. I'm like tickled at this point. That's pretty impressive, especially in today's gas. Yeah, you guys, these guys are dedicated. Yeah. Well, you know what though? It's our hobby, and this car thing is a real uh, uh it's a hobby, and I really determined many years ago that this was my hobby. It was the thing I like this, and that's why I have this channel. It's something I truly enjoy doing. I love cars. I mean, honestly, I actually let me fix this. I love cars so much, and I find it so, and so I don't play golf. I look better now. You can see the wonderful room. Um, I don't play golf. I don't drink expensive wines. I don't go on lots of trips. I don't do like a lot of those things. So like the car stuff is just my thing. I mean, I don't do a lot of stuff that, a lot of these other guys just spend money. I don't spend money on new cars. I don't spend a lot of money on my house. This is my hobby. And it's a lot of these guys, it's just their hobby. Like they'll have 3 or 4 cars, and it's just what they do. And it's a lot of fun. And honestly, especially in the drag racing, most I'm talking almost 98%, which is pretty good actually for humans, are really nice. I mean, I've met such really nice people in the drag pits, and actually, it's so funny. So today, I'm getting ready to unload my car. So pictures at the car in a trailer, and I'm trying to unstrap it. I'm getting the ramps out, and this guy comes running over to me, and he's like, "Hey, that probably has a small block in it." Yeah. Hey, do you have a cupped push rod? Let me look. No. I mean, of all the things in the world to ask, a push rod. I'm like, I don't carry spare push rods because I figure if one of those is coming out, I don't need a spare at that point. I just need to winch it onto the trailer and go home, because that would be but something happened where his builder screwed up and the push rod was defective. But the thing is, there's a giant swap meet, so I imagine that he had to find one. I mean, there's no way you can't find. I mean, there has to be a push rod for a 360 somewhere in this whole entire field, even a brand new one, because there's all the vendors there and they were setting up. Gee, Canada. Agreed. It's actually nice to give something gas before you turn the key. Then hear the sweet rumble of a V8. Nothing like it. I do miss it. It's a sound that it's just because it goes into fast idle and you just had the like that. That's my imitation of the engine. And it has the rhythm of like your heart, and they actually prove that. It's like the V8 actually kind of has a similar rhythmatic motion. I'll talk about this in a second. Similar rhythmatic motion of your heart, and I truly believe that, because it is really a true feeling. There's something about that sound and that rhythm that goes through, and that engine actually of all of them really does have that. But yeah, but I mean, hopefully this guy, I'll find out tomorrow if this guy found this push rod. This ought to be pretty funny. I may even do a video with this guy, because I'm gonna have plenty of downtime. I just know there's gonna be probably like 400 cars drag racing. I really am not kidding. It's literally sunny with no chance of rain. It's gonna be warm, but big deal. It's been warm all summer, and you get to go, and there's like 6 money classes. So if anything, there'll be 100 Hellcats here. Actually, I'm going to talk about, speaking of Hellcats, let me talk about this before I go on, because this is insane. So this is a red eye. Oh my God, I forgot what it's called. It's a red eye. Not a last call, a jailbreak. So this guy sitting next to me, and he has this red eye jailbreak. He just bought it, and he's drag racing it. So this the thing about a jailbreak is that they gave it 100 horsepower over a regular red eye. So this engine makes 910 horsepower on I believe on E85 it will make 910. 910 horsepower from the factory. He is actually in danger of having to put a roller cage in this because I think he's going to run sub 9s with that car. I mean, that's psychotic. And see the car behind it? That's his too. That is a wicked demon. And he was taking this car in the line and moving them. He has 2 cars in 2 different classes. Jamie. Well, I didn't. Wow, 400. I didn't think it'd be that many. Oh, yeah. This is a big drag race show. And when the weather is going to be this nice, and remember, we're in the middle of Kentucky. We're in the center of a lot of areas with cars. There's going to be a lot of cars here. There'll probably be 400 cars, 800 cars total. Easily 800 cars total at this show. Easily. I mean, leaving, just driving out of there, there's like 20 cars, like 2:00 in the afternoon that went by us the other way and already registered. And the pits, are already quarter full on Thursday afternoon. The pits were quarter full. And by tomorrow morning, they should be full. Because we saw like 10 cars getting trailered in while we were at the car show. This show is a big show. It's the last. It's like this with the last major drag race Mopar show of the year. It's like the last major Mopar show of the year. Only Mopar. There's a few other shows. There's like Gartlett's show in November. There's a couple other shows, but they're not this big, and they don't offer drag racing, and they're not central. So this is a big deal. This show. Let's see. Yeah. G Canada ZF8 speed transmissions are amazing to handle that kind of power to the back wheels of that jailbreak. Oh yeah. They did some great engineering. They put some heavy duty stuff in there because I mean that thing should be it has a line lock on it. So just think about all the pressure you're putting on the transmission with a line lock. So for people like Jamie, who is not a big car person, a line lock is a brake. You use your brakes to hold the front wheels only, so you can have the rear wheels, load up with the engine, and then you hit off the line lock, and you go. So what you do with this car, you'd line lock it, load it up to like you press the gas down with the line lock. You don't want to spin the tires, but you load it up to the torque converter catches. So you drive 2,000, 2,500 stock car, and then you just undo the load and lock, and you go down a quarter mile. I mean, that is absolutely crazy. Anthony, you ever been to Midnight at the Oasis down in Yuma, Arizona? No, I have not. I need to look that one up. Midnight at the Oasis. I know it was a song from the 70s. I did not know that was a show, though. And Yuma, Arizona is a long-ass way for me. I've made one cross-country trip, and I've made one cross-country trip. I don't know if I'll ever do that again. It took 5 days to go from not that far from Yuma, from Las Vegas. It took five days of driving. So, yeah, I probably won't unless my bank account changes and I can have my car shipped. I sure, and I could fly there. This is not happening because that's just a long drive. I mean, this is pushing the limit of how far I like going. This is 12 hours of driving. It's a long time in the seat. It's even though my truck has heated seats, air conditioned seats, I have all the little cruise control, and it has all the little goodies to help the trailer and stuff, and it's really comfortable. that would just be brutal. I mean, I'm thinking about Woodward next year, but I would stop in Tennessee, hang out with my friend for a few days, then we would drive up because because that's another 10 hours from here to Woodward Avenue. So that would be like I would be driving 20 hours each way. So I would drive 40 hours to get to Woodward Avenue. 40 hours. And I don't know. I don't think I could do that drive by myself. I think I'd go absolutely insane. I don't think I could do that by myself. But yeah, so this jailbreak, I can't wait. I'll probably video it just because I'm talking about it, because I have to see this thing go down the quarter. If this guy, he looks like he's probably done this before, so he may actually know how to launch the car and get it going. This may be the thing is, he was saying it has so many settings on the it has so many settings on the stuff for the car that he hasn't even tried them all yet. So there's like all these race settings and whatnot. So Lord only knows what we're going to see tomorrow with this thing. So I'll try to grab some video of that. I'll maybe even grab a short or something and put it up there, because this is going to be absolutely insanity. So yeah, and I actually videoed a lot of my stuff driving up, because it was, when you're driving a trailer, you really realize how bad a lot of drivers are. And it was actually, I had many a time I'm in the right lane doing 70 in a 70. I don't like driving very fast when I tow. I don't. It's just not a smart thing. And they're coming onto the highway, and they're not doing even 70, and they don't slow down or speed up. They kind of just pull in front of you. And I'm like, I got 10,000 pounds. What do you want me to do? So it's like, it's been really painful. That type of stuff. I've had a lot of that type of stuff that I just don't understand. It's like, I'm a big vehicle, and you don't just cut me off, because that's stupid. I saw so much of that. It was just that that part of the drive really, and Atlanta is a miserable place. Sorry if anybody lives in Atlanta. The place is hell. Now the traffic when you go north is in Marietta. You get through Atlanta with no problem. Middle of the day, no problem. And then you're in stop and go traffic in Marietta, Georgia for 45 minutes. It's just not moving. I mean, literally, because I stopped and stuff, it took me, I left at 5:30 in the morning. I didn't get to my buddies till 5:30 Central Time. So I was on the road for 13 hours. And I mean, I stopped a couple times at 3 Buc-ee's, but that was like an hour. I mean, honestly. And then I had some country music singer, browbeat me into a donation in a Pilot gas station at 6 o'clock in the morning. These are things you just can't explain. Like why there's 400 police officers in this hotel that I booked. At least it's a decent buffet breakfast. I could eat and I can enjoy it because, well, you don't have to be at the track till 9. So, I mean, it's a little after 8 would be fine. So, let's see. G Canada, it's about 1,300 miles from here to Orlando. That stretches my patience. Made that drive many times. Definitely as far as I want to go. Yeah, anything over 1,300 miles, I don't know. I mean, I had to really break it up. I mean, I wish my friend was farther south, because it really would have been nice to do 6 and 6. That would have been okay. I would have been okay with 6 and 6. But 10 actually ended up being 13. 13 and 2. TD's a Larry. Dennis, it happens to me every day. Like they can't see a dually and a trailer coming up. Yeah. People. All right. And this is with peace and love. When you're getting on a highway, accelerate to the speed limit. At minimum, please, with peace and love, I'm begging you. I'm begging you from the bottom of my heart. Spread the word to people. Get up. If it's a 70, get up to over 70 miles an hour. You could always slow down faster than you can accelerate. That is an absolute truth in cars. You can slow down more than you can accelerate. It's just the way, that's just the way physics work. Don't pull out on the highway doing 60 miles an hour in a 70 in front of a truck and trailer. Please, dear God, please don't do that. Especially if they're going downhill, they can't stop. They just, peace and love. They just, because I had people pull in front of me when I'm going down a 6% grade. I can't stop. Like literally my stopping distance at 60 at that point is probably 400 feet. Minimum 400 feet. I am not stopping. And I weigh 10,000 pounds. Your Hyundai Accent is not going to like that. Not much at all. Please, with peace and love, have just watch for trucks, please. Forget about motorcycles. Watch for trucks, please. Gary Atkinson, did you go near Dawsonville? No, I did not. Well, maybe I did. I probably drove by, but in Georgia, I literally think Georgia, right? Dawsonville's in Georgia, right? Hell if I remember, because I know Austin Bill from Dawsonville. I mean, I'd love to go there one day, but my God, it just, Georgia is one of those places that it's a necessity for me to drive through. Yeah, town in Georgia. Yeah. I was nowhere near it. I was nowhere near Dawsonville. Yeah, that was like on the other side. That's on the other side. Yeah, it's in the other direction because I went by Dalton. So I go all the way to the left there. Yep. Yeah, I go the opposite direction because you go up and you go left toward Chattanooga, which anybody out there that's going to be driving through Chattanooga, don't. It is my God, is it horrible. I made the mistake. I didn't go over the dam. If you're going north, you can do another route and go over the dam because Chattanooga is horrible. And then I was there like 2:00 in the afternoon, and literally the traffic was crazy, and people were, anyway, my hair. Speaking of crazy, my hair's crazy. People were just absolutely, pulling out in front of me and stuff. And I'm like, and I'm, it's very steep grades in Chattanooga. You don't realize that, but Chattanooga is in a very mountainous area. Seriously mountainous area. It's horrible. So yeah, so MoParty is it's going to be very big. Let me go over so I'm going to try to talk to some other drag racers and hopefully some other Survivor cars. There was one guy, a Survivor car, I probably talk to him tomorrow or Saturday. But yeah, so the schedule for this thing is pretty crazy because if it ever loads, do this. So yeah, this is this is the, I want to show you if I could get this thing to open. There it is. Oh, we'll just do it this way. Okay. So the way this thing is that they have the participant schedule and then the spectator schedule. And, it's actually pretty jam-packed with stuff because you have drag racing, you have a lot of autocross, and there's some really cool cars in the autocross. There's actually people Jeep Cherokees. And then, they have all the stuff on there. And it's actually a fun show to go and watch because the drag racing you can watch for hours on end. So it's kind of neat. Let's see. Articulate Junkie beat Ronnie in a drag race. Ronnie from the Howard Stern Show. I don't know if he still has that Corvette. That Corvette he has is actually pretty fast. It's actually pretty fast. So probably not. But I don't have a real drag racing car. I have a nice car that I can go on the track with. Am I going to take drone videos? No, I don't. I think they're very touchy about drones. They're extremely touchy about drones at this show. B, I don't know how to operate one. I don't own one. It's I just haven't just hasn't been a thing yet. But a lot of shows are very touchy about drones, because if that drone falls out of the sky and it hits a car, it can cause a lot of damage. And here they're also doing drag racing and autocross. If it falls down in front of a competitor's car, that could be a bad thing, because both things are moving at a lot of speed. So that's going to be kind of a whole thing. And yeah, I'm just going to do my usual GoPro videos. I'll have in-car video for me drag racing, but I'll probably talk about hopefully a few of the cars this weekend, because there's some neat stuff already that I already kind of want to talk to. And the oh my God, I keep on wanting to mention the guy's name that I met tonight, who actually started watching my channel last night, and he had an interesting name, and I'm so tired right now that things are not focusing in my head. And it was like just absolutely just all excited about, especially the Hemi Orange one, which the Hemi Orange one was really interesting to do, because it was really fun, actually. Troy, that's it right here. I found Troy. Oh my God, he's 3 subscribers. I'm gonna subscribe to Troy. Troy came up to me, and I mean, I was just taken so aback by it, because I mean, it's just weird. I only have like, in 2000s of subscribers. I have a lot of people that do watch and don't subscribe, so I have the 80% that don't subscribe, and good. Oh wait, well, that happens. But it was so cool to see Troy, and I wanted to go talk to him about his car. I wanted to go actually look at his car and stuff, and I literally was like kind of caught off guard, and then I was also like trying to get a lay of the land, and I was with my friend who I drove up with, and I just I'm like, okay, and then I smell food. And but I mean, hopefully I'll see Troy tomorrow, because obviously he's here. So yeah, let's see. 4339 JK. Hemi Orange was interesting. Yeah, I actually knew a fair amount of that about Hemi Orange. It's so weird how the color never was just the color, because Ford had Ford blue, and it was just Ford blue, and then they just literally just used Ford blue until it was gray. And then generally like Chevy had Chevy blue, Oldsmobile always had a silver engine, and it was just really, it was fascinating, because it's just they're not, none of them are the same color, and so it's so weird. And the other thing is, here's a fun fact, and I think most people know this, but like the General Lee was not painted Hemi Orange. That is not a Chrysler color. That was like a 1980 Corvette color. Something, it was like Starburst Orange or something like that. It actually showed up better on film than Hemi Orange. Hemi Orange really isn't a really high impact color. If you when you take pictures of it, it's just okay. It's not great. It's okay. It doesn't have that. It doesn't have the pop of like Lemon Twist. It's really weird, or Sublime, but it is like the signature color. And actually, on my body style, Hemi Orange looks really good. Gary Axon, take some video of old super stocks. Love those Max Wedge feathers. Actually, yes, they have a whole class for them, actually. And I think I'm actually pretty close to a bunch of those guys. So hopefully I can chit chat and maybe do a little walk around, because there are a bunch of Max Wedges here. There are literally back, and there are a lot of Hemis here. I mean, real Hemis, Gen 2 Hemis. There are a lot of them here. It's crazy. But yeah, the super stock cars here, there's a bunch of them. Yep, Dukes had no metallic. Yeah, because it was that General Motors color, and it was just, it's this Corvette color, and it was just orange, and so it kind of showed up really, really well on camera. And let's see, generally color. Actually, I have to look it up because I used to know it, and it's one of those weird things that just didn't. True. So yeah, it was. Oh my God, all these TNT Express. That was the color, TNT Express. So it's. I mean, it's like, it's just weird, and it's just it's just a regular orange instead of having the metallic in it, because Hemi orange does the car color has metallic in it, which doesn't make any sense at all, but it does. And the Gen 3 Chargers look really good in it. 413 and 426 always amazed me. They only had a 3-speed that would hold up. Yeah, the original, because the original 4-speed before they built the A33 wasn't very strong, and they had to go to a 26 spline, because that's what was behind the Hemi. Because I mean, honestly, a regular transmission would just be smoked behind that. And the 727s, the automatics really weren't up to task until much, much later, because they didn't have good torque converter technology, so you couldn't get the engine into its power band. And a torque converter it actually slips to not give any power to the transmission from the engine, and then it multiplies the torque and sends it into the transmission to the rear wheels. And in the 60s, they didn't have that really good technology to get that type of system working. So most of the super fast cars were stick shifts, and Chrysler didn't have a great stick until the Hemi got made in 64. And then they had built the 833 with the 26 spline. And it's just, is it 26? Yeah. And it's freaking indestructible. I mean, you really have to do stupid things to break an 833. You really have to. And then that's why every car that got the 833 got a Dana. You end up with a track pack, because there was no way you were going to put a 446 pack or a Hemi behind a stick shift where you can dump the clutch at 2,500 RPM and have an 8 3/4 back there. 8 3/4 is a strong rear end. You would absolutely blow it apart. There's no way that rear end would hold up to that type of beating once you hook up, because you would just twist stuff. A Dana 60 is a truck axle. If you're not familiar with Chrysler's, look that up. It is a truck axle. That is what Chrysler put underneath the back of their cars so they wouldn't break things. And they weigh 300 pounds easily. They're stupidly heavy, but they're indestructible. Let's see. Canada. Problem with 3 speeds is the motor keeps dropping out of power. Gears are just too far apart. Does anybody hook up a ZF8 to the old motors? I don't know I don't think it bolts up. Well, it could, but I've never heard anybody doing it. Plus, you have all the electronics. I mean, honestly, the 4-speed, because they do have an overdrive 727, is more than enough. To have one overdrive gear is more than enough in these cars. You don't need the 8 speeds. The 8 speeds are actually stupid. Even in the modern car, because you have 3 overdrives. I mean, literally, it's 3 overdrives. You could probably have a 5-speed. Honestly, in my opinion, a 5-speed automatic is probably the sweet spot, because you can give it a real overdrive gear, but you can have perfectly spaced gears 1 through 4, and it can make it a good performance engine. But once you get into like 7, 8, it's just 10 is just ridiculous. If anybody's driven a 10-speed Ford or Chevy, it's miserable, because the transmission is literally looking to get into 10th gear when you really shouldn't, and it hunts and pecks. It goes up and down a lot. It's actually really frustrating to drive, especially if you're towing, because the gears are going up and down the whole time, and it's not so bad. I mean, mine has a 6-speed, which is still too many, but at least it's pretty solid when it wants to be in a gear. Mr. Dangles, of course. I like luxury cars that shift themselves. They shift themselves. Yes. Yes, you just go boop, drive, and you just drive. Yes. Yes, Mr. Dangles. I know. You are a man of luxury. I know you. I think you signed a new contract too, aren't you? I know you're part of SAG now. I think you're a part of SAG. So I get Mr. Dangles. Mr. Dangles hanging here. The 5, yeah. 5, there we go. Gary Anderson. The 5-speed Tremec, which is a manual transmission, is absolutely one of the best transmissions ever made. And it can handle tons of torque. It's very smooth. The gears are very nicely spaced on them. They actually have wide range of applications, and it actually fits in almost everything. I mean, really, seriously, it can go from a Mustang to a Charger, like a real Charger, like an early 70s Charger. And without much work, you can get them to fit. And they actually have the kits to get them to go in. It's just making the drive shafts is interesting. Oh no, I broke his NDA, Mr. Dangles. Oh, so G Canada thinks the 6-speed Tremec. I don't know. The 6-speed, I owned a 6-speed car. And honestly, it's too much, because once you get to 5, actually our Bronco is a 7, but it's like 6 real forward gears. And once you get to 5, it starts getting actually annoying that you start, 6. Like, so you're like do like you get on the highway, it's this. And it's just a lot of motion. The 4 or 5-speed is my sweet spot. I think either one of those I think are phenomenal for actually performance cars. But and a 5-speed automatic is dead on where you can be, because you can really put a tall first gear, and you can set the second gear to be still in that power band, and then third gear because honestly, 1, 2, and 3 are really all the gears for quarter mile. Literally, that's all you'd ever really need. You're not going to be making 4 shifts. I mean, you'd have to be going really fast to get 4 shifts. Maybe these demons do that. Maybe they get the 4 shifts in. But that's the thing. It's a quarter mile. It's you're going that fast, 8 seconds. It's hard to get the 4th shifted. I mean, hell, most of the time I finish, I'm in second gear because I'm shifting. I shift at 6,000 RPM, and so by the time I get to the other end, I'm still running out 6th gear. I still have plenty of of engine left. So it's like, getting in the 3rd is kind of like pointless, because I just, shifted. And it's like, it's that 10th of a second that it took to do it. Let's see what we got here. Chad Davis. Hello from KTP. Beetlejuice, Expedition, and Super Duty. Buildy Juicy, Expedition, and Super Duty. Wow. Actually, it was so funny. I saw a license plate the other day. That made me think. I saw a license plate the other day. It said F250. F250. It was one of the funniest license plates I've ever seen. It was on an F250. It was pretty funny. But cool. Glad you're here, man. Let's see. Garrett is in my old 720. Yeah, absolutely. 727. And then they did make, what is it, the 538? It was a 727 with a 4th gear. That's all you need, man. It really is all you need. Let's see. G Canada. He had a 5-speed auto and truck for like 20 years. That thing was bulletproof. Yeah. Never had a single problem with it. rev decent on the highway. I would trade some power for reliability any day. Absolutely. The 5-speed really, if you think about how the 5-speed automatic, you can have, 4 and 5-speed automatics, you can, for racing, you can have tall, a little bit more, second, and then a little, still good. And then fourth and fifth, really, fourth gear, even fifth gear, really not going to use them because, for drag racing. And I mean, maybe, tracking a car, possibly, when you track a car, probably, especially if you're on a track, you're pretty decent. If you go to Sebring, because I've done Sebring, and I did that with a 6-speed sequential car. And you know what, even with that, I got to 135 and I still didn't get into 6th gear. I used 5th. I mean, I was in 5th. I was top of 5th gear, but I was in 5th gear. I mean, for a street car, it's hard in a short amount of time to get into the top gear. If you're foot to the floor, I mean, you're think about the miles, because as you go forward faster, the miles go by faster. So, that's why I think the sweet spot is 5 or 6 gears. It's like 4 or 5. 6 is almost too many. We had an X5 that had 6, and honestly, it took a while getting that 6th gear. It's just, and that had 300. That was a 4.4 liter. Had 325 horsepower. I mean, and seriously, it did. The BMW built a race car motor, and it's a shame that engine couldn't have been put in a lighter vehicle, because it would have been an absolute. I know it was in a 5, but I mean, it should have been in a 3. It would have been an animal. G Canada wanting to know, what kind of car was that? Sebring's an awesome track. It was a BMW 330i. It was a sequential gearbox. I special ordered the car as 3 liter, allegedly 225 horsepower. And that car, going down the backstretch, I would way over, you don't really sit and stare at the speedometer, but glance down like 135, 140. I was up in that range. I was actually coming very close, if not over the speed limiter. And actually, speed limit was like 149. I was coming close to it. But I mean, even the backstretch at Sebring, getting a good launch off the corner in a street car, it's just really hard to go. I granted, I only had 200 and maybe 250 horsepower in that car. But still, even with a more powerful car, you're going to carry more speed. You're not going to get into the higher gears. So, and then you come into Sunset, which is 17, which is a absolutely terrifying turn when you really, if you think about it and don't think about it, because you're making 3 apexes on this one corner. You go and you hit this way. That's where you change your direction as an apex. And the catch fence gets closer and closer as you make these apexes, and you're decelerating. You hit your brakes hard, but you're decelerating all through the corner from like 80 miles an hour, because you went from like 135, 140 to 80, and then you're decelerating down till you get to the out of the corner with a street car. You're probably going down to like 65, because it tightens up as you come to the pits. It gets tight, and you track out to the wall, the fence. And what you do is, if you can reach out the window and touch the fence, you've done the job right. And that's what's so scary about that corner. And if you watch 12 Hours of Sebring, you'll see that a lot of people have trouble with that corner, especially in racing conditions. It is, especially as the evening comes on, because the sun, it's called sunset because it faces west. The sun literally comes straight in your eyes. It is utterly blinding. And you have all these things, and then you come into this front straightaway from that 17. And then in my car, I hit 110, 115 into one, to one, which is then in 2, which is a blind corner, and you slow down. You have to slow down to like 70, but you can't see what's in front of you, and you have to watch the flag man on the top of the wall. to see if they have a yellow out, because you can't see if there's something in front of you. So you're coming around this corner really fast, and if there's a car spun there, you're going to have a very bad day. So it's very exciting, but man, you just can't think about what you're doing because it can be really, really, really scary. My uncle had a 130 with the same 3-liter 6-speed. First thing I said to him, no way, that's 230 horsepower. The car flew. I was pulling 60 in 5 seconds max. BMW rates the horsepower. Oh, absolutely. BMW always is underrated the horsepower. It's just the thing they do. Because with that 330, I used to race Mustang GTs. Like, this is 90s or no, early 2000 Mustang GTs. These are not pigs. These were fast cars, and I would smoke them because I would hit launch. I would do launch control because I had sequential. You hold it back, and you press the gas to the floor, and it revs the motor to 2,500, 3,000, and then you release, and the car launches. And I would literally pull a half a car length immediately out of the hole because I could just rev out of the hole faster, and then I'd just snatch a gear at 7,000 RPM. And that car was just blazingly fast. I don't know how I didn't get any tickets in it. I don't know how I don't know how I didn't wreck it. That car was incredibly fast. I've almost bought it back a couple times. I really love that car that much. That was probably the most fun car I've ever owned. I mean, seriously. I mean, my other BMW is fun, and my Charger's fun too. But this car was just special because it had the ability to just outrun stuff. I mean, seriously, a fast car, and definitely not 225 horsepower. Not even in the slightest was it 225 horsepower. But some car companies always underrate their horsepower in their cars, and actually, Chrysler was very big on that. And seriously, Chrysler was really one of the biggest sandbagging companies out there. And it's good thing to talk about MoParty, because the 426 Hemi was not 425 horsepower in any stretch of the imagination. Most dyno test on a stock Hemi, nothing done to it, a stock Hemi, they were up in the upper 400s. Stock. Nothing, not even racy stuff under it. Stock. Like 465, 470 horsepower with like 500 and something foot-pounds of torque. I mean, just crazy power out of the engine, because it's just a race engine that, they made a street engine. And the same thing with the 446 pack. They literally said that the 440 4-barrel made 375 horsepower, and you added 600 CFM to the carburation, and you changed the rods in it, and you gave it higher compression, and it only made 15 horsepower, 390. I've driven 446 packs. That is a easily a 450 horsepower engine. 425 to 450. Easily. I drove it in a Superbird, and I mean, that's a 4,000 pound car, and that thing would absolutely fly. I mean, yeah, it was crazy. Benjamin, yes, sorry, busy tonight until now. Hope you're having a blast in Kentucky. Have you seen the blue moon yet? No. There's been two full moons this month, or is this some? Have I missed something with the blue moon? My 383, 335, probably. Well, after what they did to it, probably not. It probably had 350. It 350, 370. The 383 is a weird engine because it never made that much bottom end for some reason. It's not like the 390. It's really weird, but yeah, it made probably 370, 350, 370 easy. A 335 just sounded good. It's just like the 340. Oh, it makes 275, and then you put a 6-pack on it, it makes 290. No, and that was all for insurance. The 340 made over 300 horsepower all day long, twice on Sunday. It made over 300 horsepower because it also revved the $6,000, and the 6-pack probably made 350, 360 horsepower easily. I mean, because it actually had special heads on it. I mean, it had special heads with special valves and special rockers, and it just you can't tell me it was less than 300 horsepower when 302s had 400 horsepower. That doesn't make any sense. Blue Moon of Kentucky is a song. I had to look this up now. Oh my God. Let's see. G-Can, I heard at some point in the late 60s, insurance changed in North America. Anything over 400 horsepower was like triple rate. So all of a sudden, cars with 375, 390. Now, well, it was even worse than that. If anything was deemed a performance car, the insurance rates jacked up like double. So a lot of car companies, even Chrysler, what they did is they built cars that really weren't marketed as a performance car, like a Demon 340. It's just a small engine. It's a 340. A Dart 340. They got around doing this kind of stuff by having things that weren't, Ford with the 302. They'd wind up 302s in there, or 351s, and not have a big block. 340 6-pack, only 295 TAR. They both had the same engine, and it was 290 horsepower, and it was a load of crap. Absolute load of crap. That engine's way over 340. It's just everything about that engine was special, and it had 1200 CFM of carburation on it. I mean, I'm running 850 CFM of carburation, and I could probably use more. My plugs are tan. I mean, they're light tan, and I have the biggest jets you could put in a thermoquad. Literally the biggest jets and the biggest rods, and I still get tan. So you give a 340, a 1200, you're just adding power. You're just absolutely adding power. They're a pain in the ass. So the 6-pack setup is and always will be a pain in the ass, because unlike the Pontiac ones, or the Ford ones, Chrysler didn't use a mechanical linkage. They used a vacuum linkage. And also the center carburetor really wasn't set to be a center carburetor. So to actually adjust the idle mixture, you had to put it in the front and block off the center, and then you adjusted it that way for idle, because you didn't need the other ones for idle, because you can't get to the screws to adjust it when they're all together. It is. I would never want. I mean, if I won one or something, I'd have it, but it's not really a high on my list to have a 6-pack. I'd rather have 2 4-barrels. At least I know how to set those up right. 6-packs are just. I've done it. I don't like it. Yes, Benjamin, the conjoined twins do have special heads. Yes. They ride V-twins, right? Yes, listen to Dennis talking about his big rod. Absolutely. Ford claim in 69, 429 Cobra Jet was 390. Every 500. Oh, absolutely. There was no way a Cobra Jet was only under 400 horsepower. Please. That was a really well engineered engine. That's why the Hemi was over. I mean, honestly, the Hemi was over 500 too. I mean, and so was the Buick. The Buick 455. It probably had 450 horsepower easy. But that engine actually had such heavy bottom end on it. That thing made probably almost 600 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, honest to God, Buicks made torque like there was no tomorrow. I mean, they just absolutely engineered their engines to pull. I mean, just absolutely pull. And out of the hole, that's why they're just so devastating, because they could just pull. And it is just utterly amazing. Utterly, absolutely amazing. So yeah, but yeah, the whole way they lied about horsepower back then, and they still do. I mean, I mean, they're probably a little more honest now, but I mean, this still, when I see what certain cars are running in a quarter, and it's like, that's pretty damn fast for a car that fat, and that's supposed to have that horsepower. It's like, they may be just fudging the numbers a bit, because, insurance, it's still a game with the insurance and whatnot, because you just kind of have to. And BMW has always been in that game of lower numbers, because it's just the way it is. But yeah, the whole muscle car era with the lying of the horsepower was a huge thing. I actually may do a video on it, because it was actually kind of funny when you just see the actual dyno pulls and you go, okay, that really is not even in the same ballpark. So yeah, and honestly, they have calculators online. I actually want to figure this out when I watch these demons go, because I have a feeling that even now that first Fiat and now Stellantis were lying about the horsepower in that car, because they run sub 10 seconds. You put a set of drag radials on, they run sub 10 seconds, and they're 4,000 pounds. I mean, we're talking some crazy horsepower at that point. That's crazy horsepower. I mean, that's moving a lot of weight and moving it really fast. So this is kind of amazing. But yeah, get you count it off there. Yeah. So MoParty is going to be absolutely nuts starting tomorrow. It's going to be 90 degrees every day. It's going to be brutal. I'm not coming back to Tampa till Tuesday, because I'm staying in Tennessee for a day and a half, because I need to decompress and get ready for this ridiculously long drive back home. Yes, Jamie, back in the day, it was much easier to lie. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, because especially, well, I guess I don't know if the government actually tests to see how much power the engine has, but they do a lot of testing on the engine. So you're right, it's pretty hard to lie about it now. But back then, I mean, you just put the engine in the car, and so long as it didn't catch fire or blow up or hurt people, it was fine. And nobody, and I forgot to put the comments up. Okay. And nobody really, nobody said a word about it. It was actually pretty good. It was pretty good, especially when they lied about the numbers. That was always fun. It made a whole talking point too, if you think about it. It actually made it much more interesting, because you really didn't know, and you had to actually go out and find out. So we'll see. I just hopefully tomorrow everything works. I mean, the only thing I care about is that I don't drive it on a trailer anymore. I winch it onto the trailer, because I don't want to drive it on it anymore. But that my car runs all weekend, I could drive it back and forth to the hotel, and that nothing happens. That's all I really care about. I mean, if I could run a good time, I'll be happy. But I'm just here for the entertainment, I mean, and to do videos and maybe put it on. I think I'm going to put it on the dyno again this year and see if I fixed all the problems. It was last time I had it on a dyno, it was running on 6 cylinders. Last year when I did the quarter mile, I was running on 6 cylinders. And I hope to hell this year I don't end up running on 6 cylinders, because otherwise I'm going to be having a video on Dennis tearing his engine down to fix the bolt hole in between number 6 and number 4 on the passenger side head. And Dennis doesn't really want to do that because he hates taking heads off cars because it's an absolute pain in the ass because they're heavy. Yes, actually, Gary Erickson, the current administration has eased up the EPA ratings on cars. Yes, it has. Yes, they have absolutely done that, and it's a wonderful thing because what they were doing was basically trying to make cars obsolete so you can push you into electric appliances. And if you make cars unreliable, then you'll want an electric appliance. And the EPA was the easiest way to do that, in my opinion, because if you try to force a car to get a certain amount of fuel economy, it ain't going to work. It's just going to become unreliable. It's going to break. It's just not going to last a long time. Look at the 3-cylinder Ford engines to try to get fuel economy. There's 50,000-mile motors, and then they just go kablowy. What the hell good is a car you're spending 35, 40 grand on? The engine lasts 50,000 miles, and it blows up. I mean, seriously, that is just absolutely embarrassing. I mean, so this is actually a good thing. And, honestly, there's just developments. There's such developments now that we can be having gasoline that's made from a process where they take the hydrogen out of the air and actually make it into a fuel, a liquid fuel. And you can have micro stations all around the place. You don't need giant refineries, and you can just put it in your car and it's 100 octane. I mean, I'm all for that. Literally, it could go right in my car and not change anything. I'm good. And it's super clean. It doesn't have all the deposits in it, which is what ruins engines. Let's see. Yeah, G Canada. Last time I did heads, it was 30 years ago. And yeah, zero ambition to do it again. No. I literally hate pulling that because especially my car, the Charger is really wide. And so it's over 2 feet to the head. And it's like almost 3 feet to the center of the intake manifold. And so this intake manifold weighs 40 pounds. And you're flying on the fender of the car because I can't touch the ground at that point reaching, and you're picking it up with your upper body strength and moving it. And then the head weighs about 50, 60 pounds, and it's at a bizarre angle, and you got to pull it straight up to get it off the car. And while there's the fender and everything, you're like leaning over, a foot and a half, 2 feet to try to pull it up like this. It's not a pleasant experience, and it's messy. You can try to drain all the coolant out, and there's still coolant pours out of the engine, and you have to change the damn oil too. I mean, everything about it sucks. So it's like I don't want to get to that point. I'm hoping that what I did fixed it. Let's see, Carrie Anderson. Oh, you're wonderful New Jersey. Governor Murphy wants no gas cars sold as of 2035. Even in socialist Europe, they're going, yeah, this is not a real thing. We can't do this. It's just not possible. G Canada's 1.5 3-cylinder turbo Ford motors are trash. Yes, they are. Everything about them is garbage. And down to the point where they have a wet timing belt. And if you don't, all right, so you don't understand what a wet belt is. The timing belt usually sits outside the engine. There's a cover that holds all the oil and fluids inside the engine, and the timing setup is outside of that. And especially when it's a belt, because it's rubber, and you don't want to get oil on it because oil and rubber make mush. And so it's outside of that, and it runs outside, and it stays clean. Ford, in finite wisdom, put the belt inside the engine and put the case over the top, and it has oil traveling along the rubber. And it's supposed to be some special rubber nonsense, whatever. And what happens at about 50,000 miles, the rubber breaks and the pistons meet the valves, and they have a party, and the engine blows up, and then it's a paperweight. So that's the long short. That's the short and long of it. I have a Ford that was built in Mexico and runs on Fritos. Cool. That's very cool, Benjamin. It was a lot easier lifting intakes and heads when you're young and strong and not crippled by age. On my car, it was never easy. But no, I'm half crippled, and God, I guess I'm not that young anymore. But I don't know. I'm ready to get it. Put the engine crane in front of it and just lift it out with the engine crane and be done with it, because I don't think there's any other way I could do this. I honestly don't think there's any other way I could pull it out, because I will see. If anything, if it has to, it's not going to get done till. It probably won't get done till May, because it's not detrimental to the car. The car can still run and stuff. I just don't want to take it apart in the winter, because that's actually when I get to use it. So I'll just keep it together till like May, and then I'll take it maybe the beginning of May, take it apart and do it then. Because if I have to have work done to it, they're gonna have to rethread the thread hole for number 6, and I don't want to put a Healy coil. I want it rethreaded, and I can't do it in the engine, because you honestly can't. You don't want to start drilling and putting metal everywhere inside that engine, because basically the hole goes straight into the oil feed, and that would be really, really bad. So I don't feel like having that type of adventure in my life. So I'm going to hopefully, well, knock on wood, that it doesn't happen, and everything works out fine this weekend, because it's just, yeah, I did 3 intake manifold gaskets. I don't want to have to take that and then do a head gasket, because I just don't. It's just so much. It's so much damn work, because everything comes apart. Everything comes apart at that point, and it's just no. Just no. It's just like you take most of the engine apart, and if I'm going to go that far, I would end up checking the cam timing, because I don't know if if it's actually straight up. I don't know if that cam's straight up, and it doesn't seem like it runs that way, which makes it a problem, because it may be advanced, which could be a problem, and I would have to fix that, which would then see how working on this type of stuff snowballs. Like it literally snowballs. Like, oh, I'm going to fix this, and then it turns to this, and then it turns to this, and then 6 weeks later, the engine's in pieces on the floor. Yeah, that's kind of where I'd be. Mr. Dangles, he started drinking a bunch of vodka, and he's now Dennis started talking Klingon 20 minutes ago. All right, how's that? Oh, Sue M. Hi. I even started late, Sue M. How are you? It's glad you're here. I'm happy to see you. How you doing? Let me recap. I've driven a long time to get up here. It took me 13 hours the first day to get to Tennessee, and over 2 hours to get from Tennessee to here. My hotel is full of police officers. They're going to a convention. There's at least 400 of them, and 400 police cruisers in the parking lot. Parking is at a premium. I stepped in for drag racing today. I got checked. I'm all checked in. I'm ready to go. I have a wonderful buffet in the morning, and I'm hoping that I don't have to take my engine apart at the end of this year. You're now all caught up. That's good. That's the hour and 34 minutes. I have summarized it as quickly as humanly possible. Garrison, 9 p.m. comes and I'm ready for bed. I stay up once a week every Thursday night. Thank you very much. It's hard for me to. I like to go to sleep too, but I have fun. I'm having fun with you guys. I really do. I have fun with the chat. You guys, it's so entertaining and fun for me. I get energized by this. It really does. Uh, no, no, Benjamin. Dennis is not going to start the show over now. Dennis just summarized. He summarized, and she can watch the replay. And she can watch the replay as many times as she likes. In fact, everybody just watch the replay about five, 6 times in its entirety, because that will give me, many hours of viewing time, and I can pay for my gas, because gas is really expensive. Horatius 763. Any rare cars that you were excited to see? I missed the beginning. Yeah, actually, yeah. There, I did it's in a video. I didn't take a picture, but I'll be able to take a picture this weekend. There was a 69 Dodge Charger in B3 blue, which is a light blue. It's like it's like almost like a baby blue. It's really light, and seafoam, not seafoam, but and it had a white top and a white interior and a 426 Hemi in it with a 4-speed. That is a rare friggin' car. That is like a one of one car, because nobody ordered that color, and it has a 4-speed in it, which already makes it incredibly rare for a street car. And yeah, so that was just at the show at the dealership that rolled in. There were a couple Hemi cars. There was a real Hemi Super B, a 68 Super B, which was a super rare car. And then there was a rare 67, 66 Coronet 500 Hemi car, real Hemi car. Rough shape, but it was a real Hemi car. So that so far, there's already been a few. Sue M, tell us what you what you were eating. You don't want to know what I've been eating. On the way up, I was eating barbecue chips and pretzel bites, and then I was in Tennessee. I went to this country store and I bought cinnamon rolls, freshly made, delicious. Oh my God. And then I bought like fried pies. I had the apple cherry fried pie. It was so good. Now I have a chocolate fried pie I'm going to have now for dessert, because yes, we're going to Rafferty's tomorrow night, and that's a little place here. They have great pork chops. They're flame broiled, greatest, best. And then tomorrow's a buffet for breakfast at this wonderful establishment with all the police in it. So that's my food. But yeah, I've been eating like garbage, actually. Really, and every morning I eat yogurt and had croissants. So yeah. Yes, so please pack my road trip bag. I'm like a 10-year-old. I literally pack like a 10-year-old. I even brought Nutella cookies. Seriously, I have Nutella cookies in there too. Like, you have chocolate cookies, because I couldn't pack anything like cheese or maybe some meats or something. No, I packed like pure garbage, absolute pure. Because I was bored. So you sit there eating potato chips. I got to vacuum the hell out of the truck now, but I was eating potato chips because it was just something to do. And I stopped at three Buc-ee's on the way up. 3 Buc-ee's. And yes, I did get a pulled pork sandwich. And actually, I thought I was going to need to eat lunch at my friend's, but he took me out and stuff. And I now have a burrito from there, and I don't have to buy the fried chicken at Kroger, because now I have my burrito from Buc-ee's, and then I have chicken fingers and French fries. So I have all that food I can have now at the track instead. Doesn't that sound great? I don't have to eat a fried chicken for 2 days. I got variety, Sue M. I am like a child. Damn, I really am like a child. I eat like a child. It's awful. If I had some pizza, it'd even be better. But yeah, that's I probably could use some help with my road trip bag, because it's not very good. It's not very healthy. I did drink water though. Well, no, I didn't actually. I kept on getting sodas at Buc-ee's because they had like good flavor. They had sarsaparilla, and then they had like cherry soda, and they had their cola. So I made cherry cola. I like cherry cola; it's delicious. And then I did have an iced tea. G Canada, I need to try Buc-ee's. Place sounds great. Never been. I eat healthy and Dennis stays slim. I'm not as slim as you think. I got my little Sicilian gut. I got my extra storage there. I'm too lazy to try to get rid of it. Variety is the key. I have lots of variety, Jamie. For Jamie, I literally, I mean, I could be having steak one night, sushi the next, Italian the next. I eat all over the place. I eat salad usually salad every meal. I'm very good with vegetables. Just when I do road trips, I'm terrible. Benjamin, I'm sending a pizza to your room on Mo's account. Mo, my friend. Sure, go ahead. I'll private chat you the number. Those heroes are calling your name, Dennis. I could use a good hero. I don't know if I could find one in Kentucky, though. How many sodas do you drink a day? None. I actually, this was a treat for me to have 2 sodas. I haven't had a soda in probably 2 months. I don't drink soda. So I really don't. I drink water all day long. I literally drink probably a gallon of water a day. I'm just one of those guys that just does that. I drink a lot of water during the day. And maybe I'll put flavoring in it. They have the nice flavoring at Aldi. But I don't drink soda. I really don't. I don't like drinking soda. I have a reaction with high fructose corn syrup anyway, and I really shouldn't have it. So, yeah. Gary Erickson, a 6-pack is now a 24-pack. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that would be about right. That'd be about right. I have a case now. Let's see. Oh, G Canada. My favorite place in Florida is Sonny's Barbecue. It's a great chain. Actually, see, my birthday is coming up, and I now have a free sandwich at Sonny's because I'm in their club thing, and now I get a free sandwich. And I will be exploiting that on this trip because I don't like spending any money when I'm on this trip because it's a birthday trip and I get free stuff. And places that give me free desserts or I don't even, I actually tell them, to take me off your list, please. I no. Actually, the worst was Brooklyn Bagel Company. They sent me a thing for a cookie. You're a bagel place, and I can't even, and you're famous for your coffee, and you send me a thing for a cookie. Go pound salt. I don't want your cookie. New York has no Buc-ee's. No, you don't deserve it. New York. Sorry to say that. No, it's a phenomenal place. It really is. It's the cleanest It's the cleanest gas station, whatever rest stop you'll ever go to. Literally, the bathrooms are spotless. I mean, even the men's room, spotless. Absolutely the cleanest place I've ever been. I am so finicky. It is absolutely just spotless inside. The place is absolutely clean. 200 gas pumps. I mean, honestly, on a weekday, you don't even wait. I had a trailer, and I just pulled right in, filled up, just left. It was simple. Sue M, what are the bars like in Kentucky? They're okay. I mean, it's a college town, so the bars actually aren't bad. At MoParty, I usually don't stay out late enough to know what time they close because I have to be up like at 7 or so, 6:30 to eat breakfast and get ready for the track. So I don't know. We've gone to a couple places that they were pretty good though. I mean, good selection. Of course they have lots of different beers and bourbons. Look at this, another Virgo. Benjamin, happy birthday, Benjamin. Your birthday was on Tuesday. Hey, that's the day I left to come up here. G Canada, nice. Someone I just knew went to Sonny's also. Just get the family meal. Best deal in state food. Actually, Sonny's went downhill for a long time, and it was only in the last maybe 3 years, 4 years that they actually got their act together, and the food got very good. Oh, the family feast. Yes. Yes. Let's see. Garrickson, Einstein's and St. Pete, good bagels, no comparison to Jersey bagels. No, Einstein's is it, it's not good. I mean, Brooklyn Water is actually a decent bagel. It's a, you know, I'm a little irritated that you offered me for my birthday a cookie when you make bagels and coffee. I mean, a freaking coffee would have made me more happy. Oh, okay, a coffee, and I'd buy a bagel. But if I go for a cookie, I ain't buying anything. I'm just getting a cookie and leaving. And I don't even want a cookie. I mean, I like black and white. Hey, black and white cookies, but I'm not going out of my way to get a black and white cookie. It's just not a thing. I'm sorry. It's just not a thing. I want a meal. It's my birthday. It's absolutely, and honestly, it's my birthday. I want a meal. I celebrate for the whole month. See, everybody's wishing Benjamin a happy birthday. That's very good. Yeah, Benjamin, I really do hope it was a good birthday. I really do. I hope it was a good one. I hope you had some fun. I hope you do like I do and celebrate for weeks on end because you should. Like when we go out to dinner tomorrow night, tell them it's my birthday. And get have a nice meal and then get my free dessert. The dessert's delicious there. Benjamin, Dennis bringing the races together through cookies. Yes, I'm a uniter, not a divider. Yeah. So this weekend's gonna be nuts. So next Thursday will be it will be kind of interesting considering how tired I'll be because I'll be getting back late Tuesday to my house, and that means like Wednesday is just going to be all like going through all the video I have and starting to work on videos. I have when you do YouTube, I have work, so I mean I'm gonna have to like do a video here to send, to have ready because I like doing it on Tuesday or Wednesday. But I'm gonna have to and then I have to start going through. I'm gonna have a lot of video from here, and I have to start going through it and making something of it. Plus, I have my car I got to clean up and put away. Got my trailer. I have a ton of work to do on, and so it's just, yeah. So next Thursday I'm gonna be like, and plus I have just driven, 13 hours through hell. Oh, the show I missed. Gunk saying happy birthday the other night to Benjamin. Mo did that. Yes, this is the other podcast I'm on, and of course I was traveling, so I couldn't do that. Oh my God! Oh Jesus, Benjamin. I come for Benjamin's comments. I literally do. I come for Benjamin's comments. But yeah, so there will be some stuff. Maybe I'll have a couple of posts or something. I'll even try to throw a short in there this weekend because there's always some wild stuff that's happening. And shorts are 3 minutes now, so I can actually do a pretty decent video with a short. So it should be pretty fun. And God, you guys are terrible. And so we'll have a whole bunch of fun at MoParty. There's gonna be so many cars. There's so much stuff, and hopefully I'll have something, some more interesting stuff for you guys. And anybody watching this on replay, look out for my MoParty stuff because it should be plentiful. I did record myself coming up. A lot of stuff showing the road, a lot of stuff just talking about things. There's some interesting stuff because I actually show what it's like driving down a 6% grade when you're towing. It's actually kind of terrifying. And once again, it's one of those things in life where you start thinking about it because I'm 10,000 pounds and inertia is sucking me down this really steep hill. And yeah, I can't stop. So yeah, but so yeah, that will be the road trip stuff will be coming out. Maybe I'll even do that before I leave here. Because I have nothing to. I mean, I just come back to my room and stare at the wall. So I will probably just put out that video this weekend, and probably a couple of shorts during the show. But yeah, so that's kind of the fun stuff I'm going to do, and will I go live tomorrow? Sue, will I go live tomorrow? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, the service, I'm going to be in the middle of a racetrack. It is loud. I mean, it's not even funny. It's loud. And I'm not really sure if I'm going to do go live tomorrow. I will do a short from there so I can have it so it's edited and kind of nice and pleasant. But a live from there would just be an absolute mess. Because I was trying to talk to people, and these cars have open headers. They've just no exhaust systems on them, and they're loud. So no lives. Long short, it had no lives. Sue M, I so appreciate you, Dennis. I'm all day at the office. I look forward to them. Oh, cool. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That really makes me feel good. I mean, just as good as getting approached tonight and somebody saying they liked all my videos. I'm like, cool. I tried really hard with this. I love cars, so I'm just battling of stuff I really like. And it's been it's difficult at times, but I'll just power through it. And I'm gonna have fun this weekend, but I'm also gonna try to make sure I get some good stuff so everybody out there can share with it that couldn't come, because a lot of people just can't get to this. This is an amazing thing. I'll try to talk to some amazing people, because there are some amazing people there. Hopefully I can nail down my buddy Russ next to me and talk about his race car, because it is insane. It is insane. It runs on pure ethanol, so it smells like a still. It literally smells like when you're making booze. It's the greatest smell ever. How many people are there with you? Is it packed? Yeah, yes. There's, I don't know exactly. It's very busy though. I was figuring 800 cars will be there. The hotel is packed with police officers. Sheriffs and stuff that are having some sort of convention now, because why not? And so there's a lot of them here. There's at least 400 of them here. Their police cruisers are all parked outside. I could try the banana in the tailpipe, but yeah, it's pretty busy. Let's see. Oh, Gary Exton, make sure you video those Max Wedge cars. Next best thing to you there. Thanks for doing what you do. Yeah, I will try very hard, because last year I didn't get a chance. 2 of the Max Wedge cars were near me, and they're near me again. So I'm going to talk to them. Oh, Sue M, thank you so much. Beer money? No, gas money. Gas is expensive, and I'm getting like 13 miles to the gallon. So, but thank you very much. I always appreciate it. You light up my life. Thank you so much. Your generosity I'm so thankful for it. Thank you very much. I appreciate this. Thank you. Thank you so much, Sue M. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving me a chance. Oh, now we're getting lobby. Now we're getting lobby for G Canada. Maybe I'll G Canada on next week. Maybe I could do that. I think I'll be ready. I think I'll be ready for another Canadian invasion next week. So yeah, I'll probably I could do that. I'll reach out to you, G Canada. We could talk about all the drag racing, because I'm gonna have a lot of crap with that. Plus, we could talk about the total destruction of the EV market. You realize I haven't seen an EV charger since I've been here, and I went to a Dodge dealership. I was actually at a Dodge dealership, and I did not see one. How is the new Hyundai Palisade? That's totally out of left field. Articulate John, sure. Palisade is actually, from my understanding, not a bad vehicle. It really is. It's not a bad vehicle. It has decent power. It's comfortable. It's not that expensive. I mean, honestly, it has good warranty on it. Sure. I mean, I can't really say anything bad about it. I really can't. I honestly think that it is a pretty good car. I can't really find any fault in it. Plus, they have a good warranty, and if you can get a little off the price, it's great. It's a great car. So yeah, So wow, I've actually been rambling for almost 2 hours. I can't believe that. Damn, I didn't think I had anything to say, and I did. Oh well. Yeah. So yeah, the because that is almost the same as the Telerood. The Telerood is actually a little bit cheaper. So I wouldn't mind that one either. And see, G Canada, I saw my first Hornet Fev on the road. Don't care what you say. It's good looking. Not really. It's 300 horsepower, whatever. The best Fev in theory out there. Not really. The best one is still the Honda. It's probably just even the gas engine, but they sell 400,000 over a year, so that's the best one. I saw one driving all the way up to Kentucky. I saw one. I am now up to 8. Let's see. Anthony, here in Tucson, the homeless cut the cords on the EV chargers for scrap. Oh, yeah. I figured that was always going to become a giant problem, Anthony. Because there's so much copper in there. Copper's getting expensive. So I mean, if you could knock the power out, that is a double aught piece of copper. So that's copper this thick around and what, 8 feet long? Yeah, that's like, that's a good $50 right there. So yeah, I think that's the other problem, because people go around stealing gas pumps. All right, I mean, stealing gas is actually not really a big thing anymore. And yes, but that whole everything with that infrastructure is easy to get vandalized or stolen. It's just the nature of it, because it's sitting there unprotected, and the only protection it has 500 volts running through it. Look at this, Canada, Anthony, and this is in Canada. I've had chargers stolen right off the front porch. Had to put up a camera with motion detectors at night, and sirens go off now. Yeah. I mean, it's copper. It's easy. It's even easier than getting a catalytic converter and getting the platinum out of it. I'm sorry, but it's a silly thing. It's a silly thing. It's a silly thing. It's no need for it. The appliances just cause more problems. All right. Well, on that bombshell of G Canada having stuff just stolen off his porch, and having to have now sirens going off, which must make his neighbors really love him. I think I'm going to say adieu for tonight so I can get ready for my big day tomorrow at MoParty. And I thank everyone, and I really mean this. I thank everyone for coming tonight. I thank Sue M for being absolutely the most generous human being on God's green earth. I mean, literally, for Sue M. Yeah, we have to. We must. So I appreciate it all. I will have you guys follow along with my adventure this weekend, because it will be a freaking adventure. And I will see everybody live next Thursday. I hopefully have a video out Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe before. God only knows. Just whatever the hell happens. And everybody stay very safe out there. Everybody have a really great weekend. It's coming up real fast. I'm going to have a great weekend. I'm going to get a lot more sun. My face is going to get a lot darker. I'm kind of happy. And say hi to Mr. Mopar tomorrow. No, I want to see Miss Mopar Connection. That's what I want to see. That when they used to have hot chicks push cars. So good. So yeah. So thanks everybody for coming along my ride, and I will with my wonderful setting in here. I mean, I'm literally. I mean, this great hotel room. Bed looks comfortable, but you know, it's not a great setting. And of course, I'll wait for you, Sue M. Of course, my goodness. Yes, and well, of course. Yeah, I do. I really have that level of appreciation. So I really am that type of person. So I thank you all again, and I'm doing it, so you guys have to. If you have something cool to drive, something fun to drive, if it's the same damn thing, take that out. You will make someone's day, and it will probably be your own. Because that's what happened. I had so many. I actually had a guy. I'm gonna just drag this a little bit. I had a guy in a Mustang GT on the highway. I thought he was doing Mustang things. He actually slowed down. He wanted to talk to me about my car I had on the trailer and back. That just made my day. And having and having Troy come up to me in a parking lot and say he loves my stuff. This is great. So my day's been made. Yes, exactly. G Canada Mustang things, because it's just the thing. Donuts at breakfast will go fast. No, I have a full buffet, baby. I stayed at a nice restaurant, a nice hotel. So I got a hell of a deal, and I got a full breakfast. I need that because I'm gonna eat garbage for lunch. They're just going into golden time. Yeah, my rates actually go up now. I actually make an extra 10 cents a minute. All right. Well, I've said goodbye, and thank you all. I appreciate you all. You're all wonderful. You're all great people. And thanks for coming along and enjoying my ride. And we'll have some more. So I will see you very soon. And ciao for tonight. If you liked what you saw, subscribe. If you didn't, thank you for watching to this point. And as always, if you have a cool car or something fun to drive, take it out. You'll make someone's day, probably your own.